Hey guys, I'm Iggy Azalea and you're watching 16 Bars TV.
What's good? It's Iggy Azalea. It's good to have you back again in Berlin. How you doing?
I am very good, very happy.
Very happy. Nice. Last time you were here, you were the first time in Berlin, and after that you went touring with Nas in Germany and all over Europe. How was that?
Touring with Nas was loads of fun. It's a different crowd to my audience and people that come to my shows. So it was cool to get to learn, I guess, what a different audience is into and how to entertain people that aren't necessarily there to see you or a fan of you. But I had a really good time, and I think I learned a lot about being on stage, going on tour with Nas.
Yeah. You said they didn't really want to see you twerk. They'd rather see you rap.
Yeah, I said they'd rather see me breakdance than twerk, I think, at those shows.
You could have tried that, though.
I should have brought a breakdance crew with me. Probably would have went down better. But it was cool. It's cool to see, people be into different sorts of rap music.
Is it true that you, like, when you grew up, you weren't really a big Nas fan because you'd rather listen to Tupac?
Yeah, that's true. I loved Tupac so much growing up that anything he said was really like gospel to me. And I wouldn't listen to Jay-Z, I wouldn't listen to Biggie or anybody, and I wouldn't listen to Nas because he had beef with Nas. And so I was like, no, Nas. And then as I got older and I thought all that stuff was just stupid. Of course, I listen to everybody now, but when as a child, I wouldn't listen to Nas.
But now you're good friends, actually.
Yeah, funny how things change.
Yeah. Last time you were here, you told me that T.I. is not the executive producer of your album anymore. The new classic. What other producers do you have on the album now?
Other producers. It's really, I have a lot of up-and-coming and new producers on my project. I wanted to steer away from big-name producers, and the reason is, especially when I played with the idea of T.I. doing my album, I love T.I., but the main question people would ask me is it going to sound like a T.I. album? Blah, 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 blah. And what I realized is when somebody has made a name for themselves and they're successful, with that name comes a reputation or a sound, and I don't want somebody else's name or sound to overshadow my sound or what my album's about. And so I'd just rather work with new, fresh people that people can hopefully hear for the first time on my album and hear my album and my music for the first time and make up their own opinion, not based on who I'm working with, but just what the music sounds like. So it's just really a bunch of young guys that probably no one's ever heard of, but will hear of.
But you dropped some big names before, like Steve Aoki or Flostradamus or Diplo. Did any of that happen?
Me and Steve did a song together, but it's not going to be on my album. I'm going to probably go onto his album. But I did a song with him. Now It's Me and another rapper on Steve Aoki's album. So it kind of snowballed, and the collaboration has, been passed on to Steve. But it exists, but it's not on my album. Diplo, I don't have any Diplo stuff on my album, but I have a lot of producers. Some producers are signed to Mad Decent, the work under Diplo, that are on there. One of the guys that did a Diplo song, Bubble Butt, that just came out, did some stuff on my album. So there's that kind of like Mad Decent Diplo, that sort of sound, like electronic experimental still on the album, but nothing that is Diplo on this album anymore.
Last time you told me you wanted to work with Missy Elliott. Did you get that feature?
I still haven't asked her for a feature, but I still really want to. I think when someone's a person that you idolize so much, you don't just want to approach them. You want to make sure you have the right song that you know you'd be really proud of in case it never happens again. So I just haven't had that song yet. I haven't made that song yet that made me think, call Missy for this. Yeah. But I still really would love to do a collaboration with her, but I have to find the right song first.
Yeah, you'd have to find the right producer probably first.
Yeah, the right thing, the right subject matter. You wouldn't want to waste a Missy Elliott feature if she even ever said yes to you. So I'm just waiting for the day. Yeah.
We're excited, but you definitely have T.I. on the album on Change Your Life.
Yeah, he's on my next single, Change Your Life. We just shot the music video for that in Las Vegas almost 2 weeks ago now, which seems like time flies. Okay. But I'm really excited for that to come out.
What did you do in Las Vegas then? Just go to the casino and shoot there? Or?
No, we didn't actually. We shot in the movie casino has a house there in Las Vegas. It's very like tacky 70s, like gaudy Italian type, horrible gold wallpaper type of thing. And I really liked the house in the movie casino. So we went and shot at the house, and we shot a lot of green screen stuff that will end up looking like a showgirl review, but there's no actual casino, there's no slots or gambling, blackjack. It's not really, that's not the theme of it. It's more just like the gaudy tackiness of Vegas is what it's about.
Okay, cool. Do you have any other Hustle Gang members on the album?
No, I don't, but we're doing a Hustle Gang album, so that's why I didn't feel like I needed to do a lot of collaborations with them on my album, because we're all going to collectively have our own project, and that's where everyone will see the Hustle Gang collaborations happening.
Okay, when is that going to come out? Do you know that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You got to ask Tip. He's the one that makes those rules up. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, cool. Last year, you were on the XXL cover. Mm-hmm. And this year you have Travis Scott on the cover, who's actually also a Hustle Gang member. Have you ever worked with him?
No, I haven't worked with him, but I had him open some of my shows in America a few weeks ago, which was cool to have him come and open for me. He's a good kid.
Yeah. Who else did you like on the cover this year?
Who else did I like on the cover this year? There were a lot of people on the cover that I felt like should have been on the cover last year. Like, I think Kirko was on the cover, right? And I felt like he should have been on my cover. I love Angel Hayes. That's probably one of my favorite people that was on the cover this year. I love Angel. I think she's very cool and lyrical.
Yeah, you performed with her in London. Yeah. You did the Otis freestyle. How did you get together with her?
How did I get friends with Angel Hayes? Actually, she'd met some of my personal friends in London. I wasn't in London at the time. I was in America somewhere. And they had hung out together. So I knew she was cool. At first, I didn't know if she liked me or what the hell. If she tried to diss me, I wasn't sure, because she didn't, by the way. But we both did the BET cypher, and she said she was in the murder business, and so I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Is she trying to diss me or what? So I didn't really ever approach her at first, because I didn't know if she was trying to come at me or not. And then she hung out with my friends, and she was like, oh, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering, I didn't ever mean that as a diss. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. All good. And then we got friends after that, and I got her number. We got each other's numbers from our friends that we had met, and we started texting and stuff. And she was like, oh, I'm doing a show. And I said, oh, I really want to come to the show. I really like your music. And she said, hey, we should do like a freestyle thing. What do you think? That'd be really cool, since everyone always tries to say females fight. It would be nice to do something different. And I agreed. So I met her the day before the show, and we like wrote our parts to the songs together at her rehearsal. And that was the first time I'd ever met her. And yeah, since then she's become a cool friend. I really like Angel Hayes. I think she's really good.
But is she on the album?
No, she's not on my album.
Yeah.
And I'm not on hers.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not to say we won't have plenty of time to collaborate in future. It's just, I think everybody has their own vision for their album, and there are artists that I like, but it doesn't mean I want them on my album, because sometimes it's just not, just like the Missy Elliott thing. Like, I love her, I would love to do a collaboration, but it's just I haven't had the right song on my album. I don't think you should force collaborations or things like that. I think there's always time in future. I'm 23, and I know we'll have collaborations in future.
But you have Rita Ora on the album, right?
Nope.
No, you don't. I thought you had.
Anti-collaborations now, man. I don't. I had a collaboration with her, but it didn't end up on my album, and it didn't end up on her album. So it's just kind of like in the vault, I guess. I'm sure we'll do more songs as well. Maybe some of them will see the light of day. We did record a song together, though, but it's not going to be on my album either. I don't know why. I'm just feeling so anti-collab. Not because there's no one I'd like to collaborate with. It's not that. It's just that I don't know, I'm selfish and I want this album to be about me. So I just don't want collaborations. I just don't need them. I think albums too much now are about who you collaborated with that are producers, or what artists you collaborate with that are legends, or it means this, it means that. And I think that we put too much on like how much artists are signed for or who we collaborate with. I think there's too much weight put on those things, and I don't think that truly makes great music. And I don't think it should matter if you collaborate with no one, if you collaborate with your friend down your street, if you collaborate with Dr. Dre. It shouldn't matter. It should be about the songs. And I just want to take the focus off this trend that I see in music, which is like so collaborative, and I want it to be more about music instead of other big names. I don't want it to be about that.
So it's only you and T.I.? No.
There's me and T.I. I have Wale on the remix to Work, which will be on my album. And as of right now, yeah, that's the only person. I could not have T.I. Yeah. That would be weird. So yeah, he's on there. I don't know, I met Miguel at Wireless, and I would like to do something with him, and hoping that'll end up being a collaboration on the album. But yeah, not too many collabs. Right now, Tip's the only person for sure on there.
Okay. Are you singing on the album?
I am.
Yeah.
So I am singing, but it's more of a melodic Drake type singy. It's not like a Rita Ora full-on pelted out. Yeah. There's no songs where I only sing. I still rap every single verse, but there is some more melodic singing type stuff on the album, yeah.
Yeah. You actually, like, you're still part of the Grand Hustle family, yeah, but you released your album via Def Jam now. Mm-hmm. Were you, like, really signed to Grand Hustle before?
I have a contract with Grand Hustle, more specifically with T.I., and we have an agreement. What our contractual agreement is, I don't really want to go into because that's my private business with him, but do we have contractual ties together? Yes. Am I signed to Grand Hustle? No.
Okay. But you're actually like on Def Jam?
I'm on Def Jam as a record label, but Tip owns, I guess, not a piece of me, but you know what I mean? Yeah. T.I. is... He's financially a part of it. He reaps the benefits. When my album sells, does T.I. get a check? Yes. Are we just purely friends with no money or business or contracts? No. We have contracts together. Yes, he's involved in the business. Am I signed to Grand Hustle? No, I'm signed to Def Jam. Yeah.
How did you get together with Def Jam? Because I heard you went to the UK somehow?
Yeah, I signed to Mercury out of the UK. That's my label in England. And I just always had liked Def Jam. There was a lot of rumours I was going to sign with them around the same time as Interscope and all that stuff. And they work really closely with a lot of Def Jam acts, Mercury as a label. So when it came down to me choosing an American label, there are a few different places I was looking at in terms of a home to release the album. But Def Jam made the most sense to me because I liked them as people, and also they were already used to working with everybody at Mercury. And I think sometimes when you start new relationships entirely from scratch, not just talking about my relationship with the label, but Mercury and Def Jam, they already work together. So to me, it made sense to go with them because the ball could be rolling a lot quicker. They already have a dynamic and all know each other and are used to each other, rather than me saying, I'm going to go with Moonman Records that you've never heard of, and you have to form new relationships and figure each other out. It would just take longer and be messier, so I felt like that was the most seamless thing to do.
But you feel comfortable now on Def Jam because, I mean, it is one of the most prestigious rap labels ever.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool to be on Def Jam. I'm on Island Def Jam, which not a lot of people are able to be a part of both labels, so it's nice because Island has the pop side of things, and then Def Jam's obviously prestigious kind of like hip-hop names, so it's cool. But sometimes it's tough too because there are a lot of other rappers signed to that label, so sometimes it's hard. Like when Kanye released his album and then Jay released his album, it's like the whole label's just kind of distracted, and anytime you talk to them, it's just like Jay-Z, 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 Kanye, 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 and it's like, I like them too, but it's hard sometimes as well to be signed to a label with rappers that big because they make them millions of dollars, and sometimes I do feel a bit like it's hard to be a new artist and have those humongous people, but it's also an incredible honor as well.
Yeah. So far you've put out like 2 singles, Work and Bounce. How do you feel about the reception of these?
I feel like they've been good. Work's sold in the UK almost 200,000 units now, so I feel very accomplished about that, and especially considering the kind of single that it is, where I think it's such a strange mix of rap and electronic, and it's hard to play a song like that on the radio. So I feel like, considering the style that it was, I feel very accomplished for that. And Bounce is really something I made for the UK, and it just charted on Sunday a few days ago at 13. So I feel very good. That was my first top 20 song I've ever had, and I'm happy with how it's doing.
Yeah. You went to India to shoot the video for Bounce. How was that?
Very cool. I wish I could have stayed longer. I only got to be there for 3 or 4 days, so I was actually disappointed I didn't get to spend more time there, and it's definitely somewhere I'd like to go and visit again. We shot the video half on the actual street in public and half on a big movie set, so it's very surreal to go from things that are entirely manufactured and then the real life and merge them together. Is really surreal experience.
You look really nice in your Indian sari.
It's a different look for me. Yeah.
What about Nikki? Because someone said you criticized her album, but you really didn't. Actually, you didn't. But you said you still wanted to work with her. Have you already had contact with her?
No, I've never had any contact with her. Still to this day. But yeah, of course I'd still love to work with her, of course. I think people just try to twist whatever you say and make it controversial. But yeah, I love her. I think she's doing great.
Yeah. Okay. So tonight's the big listening session in Berlin. Are you excited?
Not really, no. Because my album's not done to the point where I feel like I'm ready to play it to media, and to be honest with you, I didn't know that I'd be playing my album for the media tonight. I thought I was supposed to just be playing it for my record label in Germany, so it's come as quite a shock to me to wake up this morning and hear that I'm supposed to be playing for the press, but I'm not a bitch, so I'm still going to play some of the songs because I don't want to cancel that, but that wasn't really my idea. If I had it my way, I'd probably wait another month or two, because just the way I work, I like to do things in sections, and I really feel like I did really strong commercial records, or very strong hip hop rap records, and now I'm just finishing. I go back to America next week, and I have 2 more weeks of recording, and then my album's done and it's handed in. And so there's a lot of beats and stuff that have rough verses on and stuff that's not done, but all that stuff is the really experimental, Diplo sounding beats, the trappy stuff, the electronic stuff. That stuff is not ready to be played, so it makes me a bit nervous and not so into playing and listening to my album to press, because no matter what you hear, you're going to get an idea of what you think it is, and what I'm going to play is going to be very commercial, and I don't want people to hear 6 songs and go away and think, her album's so commercial, when I haven't finished the other stuff that will give it the balance. So I'm excited for people to hear what I've been working on, but I'm also cautious and kind of not, because it's not a proper representation of the whole album, and so I have mixed feelings about that whole thing.
Okay, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
It'll be good.
We'll see. I'm excited to hear it. So when's the rest of the world going to hear the album?
September it'll be done. Okay. It will be finished. Yeah, like I said, it's done. All the beats, everything's picked out. About half of the songs are actually finished. Half of them are kind of skeleton verses or skeleton beats that still need stuff added to them, or figuring out if I want features and little things like that. But I have 10 days of recording, and then I'm done. I go back on tour, and that's it for me. So I'm very excited for the world to hear it, but I'm just excited to be able to finally say that it's finished, because it's been so long, and I just want to be able to say, it's done. Yeah.
It's been 2 years since you left.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since since I started talking about it, but I only started recording it at the end of December, so I've probably spent 3 or 4 months of this year recording it. So it hasn't been that long in the making, but it's been very long in the thought process.
Yeah, it's probably longer than Kanye has worked on Jesus in there.
Probably. I don't need it to turn into detox. I'm trying to get it out.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck for tonight and for the rest of the year and the release.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm glad people can hear something. It exists. I just want people to know it exists. So that would be good.